hello, hello. Hey guys, welcome to our RCOWS team call. I feel like it's been so long since we had a Zoom together, but there's no greater time than to do it now with a new incentive period. And so the reason why I wanted to do this is because I wanted to, give you guys a breakdown on earning a Scentsy incentive, because I know when you first look at the qualifications or you look at the trip, sometimes it seems out of reach. Sometimes it seems like something that you may or may not think you'll be able to obtain just looking at the large number of things. And I'm big on breaking things down and making a plan in order to achieve it. So Meredith says you can change. Oh, she said that privately. You can change on your settings. Okay, cool. I'll do that in the future. But anyhow, so earning a Scentsy incentive is, sometimes you can look at that and be a little bit intimidated or overwhelmed. And I'm here to tell you guys that, like, anybody can earn a Scentsy. It doesn't matter your title. It doesn't matter how long you've been with Scentsy. As long as you have a plan and an action put in place to earn it, you can definitely earn a Scentsy incentive, okay? So today's call, like I said, is me just kind of breaking down the qualifications for you and helping you figure out a way that you can come up with a game plan for yourself, okay? All right, so let's get into it. I just want to make sure there's no more participants. Sorry, guys. Allow participants. I don't know why it's not letting me do that. Settings in my meeting room. Anyway, I don't want to waste anybody's time here, but whatever. Okay, there we go. See, there goes people trying to come in, and my settings are all screwed up. Anyway, okay, cool. Sorry, guys. Okay, real quick, now I'm messing with the settings now that Meredith said that. Okay, cool. Here we go. All right, awesome. Okay, cool, guys. Sorry about that. I'm always hot mess express. So, Scentsy incentive. If you go, I'm going to screen share. That would probably be best. Hang tight, hang tight. Okay. All right, cool. All right, can you guys see my screen? Also, now, why is it doing this? Hold on, I need to stop that because now there's people trying to admit. Wait, hold on. Let me just ask before we go on. I'm sorry to do this while everybody's on the call. Meredith, since you were the one who told me about this, do you know if I could change those settings now while on the call?
No, you have to do it when you get into the meeting. But if you make me a co-host, I can put the people in there for you.
Oh, perfect.
So you don't have to worry about it. So just make me a co-host and I'll admit everybody as they come in.
Oh, awesome. Make host. There we go. Make Meredith. It's asking to change it. Would that make?
No, there should be one that says that you can make me a co-host. Or do you not have those settings? Because like it could be, all right, I don't know. We'll play with it when I set up for my my call for you.
Yeah, that's fine. I appreciate it. I can see to add people here. It's just that when I go to screen share, it's not showing that. So I might have to toggle back. But
yeah.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much, Meredith. I appreciate it.
I'm the Zoom guru because I used it all year.
No, you are. You're the best. Okay, cool, guys. All right, awesome. So let's get back into it. I'm going to screen share. Hello, guys, for just joining on. I was saying, for those of you who have no videos, feel free to put your videos on. You don't have to, but just want you to know you don't have to keep it off. Okay, let me share my screen again. Okay, cool. Can you guys see this?
No, thank you.
No? Somebody said no? Okay. Cool. All right. So like I said, there is a chat box on the side. Why am I having technical difficulties? I never have this, guys. Urgh! Where's my thing? I need to show the chat. That's what I want. Can you guys see my chat? Yes or no? No? Okay. Oh, you see my screen, but no chat. Okay, cool. All right. I'm just going to keep this here on the side. Perfect. I just want to make sure, just in case there's people. See, and I feel like there's people, yep, there's people waiting to come in. Oh, why did I do this? I don't know how I'm going to do it where I can unshare the screen in order to let people in. But I'm so sorry for the technical difficulties, guys. I promise we're going to get into it. Just bear with my ADD-ness. I don't know what it's doing. Anyway, I'm going to get into it because it's already 10 after 8. So if there's any more people after this, then they'll just have to wait, unfortunately. I am recording it, though. So, cool. We're recording officially. Let's go. Okay. There we go. You guys know I'm always hot mess. Okay. All right. So, Scentsy Incentive Celebration at Sea. So, if you are new, and you don't know what a Scentsy incentive is, and you're like, I want to get on this call and figure out what the heck this is all about. There are usually 2 incentives throughout the year that we can earn, and we just entered the fall incentive season, which is the big trip that we can earn. Usually it's a trip, like a destination somewhere, all expenses paid, and there's usually different tiers and different levels that you can earn. Okay, so we're going to go over everything that there is to earn over the next 6 months, but the qualification period starts from August 1st, so we're already, today's the 8th? We're already 8 days into the qualification period, okay? It goes all the way through January 31st, 2022. So we have 6 full months to complete this incentive period and earn the trip. And like I said, I know sometimes looking at, oh, perfect, I could do it right here. I know sometimes looking at the, the qualifications, like I was saying before, it can sometimes seem overwhelming. And so it can feel like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I need 40,000 points for that. I'll never earn it. Like, it's very easy to just look at the big picture and just automatically assume. So before we get into anything, I want you guys to know that the first thing that it takes when it comes to earning a Scentsy incentive is your mindset. Your mindset is going to determine how you act all season long and all like during the qualification period of this trip, okay? If you're telling yourself you're not going to be able to do this right from the very beginning, you're not going to be able to do it. Your mind and your body and your actions are literally going to follow what you tell yourself. So if you say to yourself, I'm going to work toward this, I'm going to earn it, I'm going to work for whatever level that I'm, working to achieve, your whole self, your body, and everything that you do, the actions that you have are going to follow what you're telling yourself. You're going to make sure you're putting those things into place into earning it because you put it out there, you claimed it, and you said you were doing it. Does that make sense? Like, I'm a big believer in speaking things into existence. So I, for myself, when SFR was happening, but right before they even announced the trip, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait till they announce it because I want to earn this trip. I want to earn it, and I don't even know where it is yet. Like, that's the mindset that I have. So it's all about your mindset. That's really the first thing that I wanted to tell you. All right. Okay. So when you go to your workstation on your incentive tab right here, you're going to see all about your incentives. So we're going to kick things off real quick with the video. I'm going to show it to you guys one more time in case you missed it. And if you did watch it, let's just watch it again. But here's the video. Woohoo! Who's excited? Alaskan cruise. This is like a dream vacation, a literal bucket list cruise that we get to earn all expenses paid, you guys. Do you understand the like how huge this is? This is like a once in a lifetime opportunity. So if this is a vacation that you want to earn for yourself or you and a guest, then I highly suggest you get your wax sling and booties in gear, you get your game faces on, and you get ready to make a plan and start tackling it, okay, on a month by month like basis. That's what I'm going to help you do tonight. Okay. One more thing I want to show you. This is the top 75. So this says from the tree covered fjords of, and by the way, fjords, I've only ever heard that word from Frozen. So that's why I know how that's spelled or how it's pronounced. But anyway, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but anyway, you can see it says July 11th to the 18th of 2022. That's when the trip is. And we start earning the points now. And then here, okay, this is what I was looking for. Top 75 achievers earn a charming river cruise through the Netherlands and Belgium for you and a guest aboard the MS Amadeus Imperial. Mark your calendars for April 1st to the 8th of 2022. So this is the top 75 out of all earners, out of all like incentive earners in Scentsy. Woohoo! Who's excited watching that? I don't know about you guys, but I just got so excited watching both of those videos. And honestly, I feel like it would be such a toss up for me to pick which one I'd want to go on. Like, what do you guys think? If time, money, well, I shouldn't say money because if it's earned, then it's earned. But like, you know, just if time or anything like that wasn't a factor and you were to be able to choose from either one of these trips, what is your heart set on out of either of these trips? And don't think just because it's top 75 that you can't be a part of that either, okay? Again, you have the same amount of ability to earn a Scentsy vacation no matter what your title is, no matter how long you've been with Scentsy, like I said before. It does not matter if you're at the top of the company or if you just started. Everybody has the same ability to earn Scentsy incentives. And in fact, as a new consultant, you actually have the most like eligibility, I guess you would say, to earn an incentive because you are able to earn promotion points, whereas somebody like myself as an SSD, I can't promote any further from here, so I kind of lose out on that. So honestly, incentives are so great. So before I get into the qualifications, Scentsy has like incentives put in place that will literally help you grow your business. So if you focus on earning this incentive and follow the requirements each month to earn your points, your business is naturally going to grow. It's naturally going to grow. Our incentives are based on sales and sponsoring. That's what it really takes to earn an incentive, along with some training too as you're bringing on your new recruits. But really, like, earning incentives are based through sales and sponsoring. And so if you're focusing on that each month, there's no way that your business is not going to grow. Okay, especially during the fall when our new catalog just launched. everybody's like looking to entertain, or, you know, everybody loves fall time, like fall for Scentsy. It's so, or Scentsy for fall. It's like the prime time to be a Scentsy consultant right now. Okay. Yes, everybody says. Gina says, it's always been on my bucket list. Alaska for sure. Amanda says, Netherlands. Meredith, Alaska. Lyric says, I'm so excited for either trip. Yes, I know. It's really such a once in a lifetime. So let's quickly look over the what it takes. Okay, so here on your incentive tab, you have the overview. This gives you obviously an overview of everything and how to earn it. This is tracking your progress, which I'll talk a little bit about in a second. And then this is going to kind of break down exactly how to earn it. And then there's a FAQ over here. Okay, we'll go step by step. So here you can see for level 1, you can earn Scentsy Family Reunion. If you earn level 1, you get Scentsy Family Reunion registration, okay? Scentsy Family Reunion was announced that it's going to be in Utah, right? Salt Lake City, Utah, in next, I think they said June. It's usually July, but don't, if somebody knows the dates, let me know. But I know that it's Salt Lake City, Utah. So if you earn level 1.
It's June 20th to 25th.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. June 20th to 25th. So if you earn level 1, you earn the Scentsy Family Reunion registration. Now, we've had, over the past 2 years, we've had virtual SFR. Many of you have been able to attend because it's been online, and you got to experience Scentsy SFR, but maybe you haven't experienced it in person yet. I'm here to tell you that it's 100% completely different. It's so, like, just as amazing as the virtual one was. Don't get me wrong, I loved our past SFRs these past years, but there really is just something about that in-person connection, seeing Scentsy like from a different perspective, like being there one-on-one with home office. It really is, and with other consultants, like it's such a game changer for your business. And normally in-person SFR is about $250 to $300 registration, okay? So if you are level 1, you immediately have that covered. That you don't even have to come out of pocket for that, okay? So this should definitely be on your radar to earn a minimum of level 1, of course, okay? And I know looking at that, it's like 18,000 points. Oh my gosh, I can't even sell 500 in the month, right? whatever the situation is like, there could be so many different things that you're gonna tell yourself, but I'm here to tell you, you have to have a plan that's gonna break this down for you on a month-by-month basis over the next 6 months, okay? And again, we're gonna talk about that. This one says no sponsoring points required. Okay, so take note of that, because as you go on, there are going to be sponsoring points, which we'll get into in a little bit. Level 2, here we go. So if you earn level 2, you earn a trip for 1 aboard the Alaskan cruise. Woo, 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 woo. I think they said it was Royal Caribbean. I'm not sure. Is that? I don't know. Whichever the cruise line is, someone tell me. You guys are probably better at that than me. But it's 25,000 points. Okay, so this includes 4,500 required sponsoring points. So 4,500 out of your 2,500 points that you earn have to come from sponsoring points, which we're going to talk about. Remember when I said incentive trips are based off sales and sponsoring, okay? Don't immediately say, oh, I can't recruit people, so I'm not going to earn this. Mindset. Remember, I told you guys that is the mindset is the most important, okay? So that's level 2. And look at how cool this is. Like this picture alone, I don't know why it's distorted like that, but like so freaking cool. Okay, so that's level 2. Level 3 is earn a trip for two aboard the Alaskan cruise. Okay, so for you and a guest, you and your husband, you and your mom, you and your sister, your best friends, cousins, uncles, niece, I don't care. Whoever it is that's not a consultant that you want to take, that's over the age of 18, I want to say, then you can take, okay? All expenses paid, you guys. So I'm talking flights, like boarding, okay, on the cruise. Normally, like if it was not a cruise, it'd be your hotel, your ground transportation, luggage. Scentsy will even give from time to time, now don't quote me, but on vacations, they'll give you per diem, meaning on your Scentsy card, you will get extra money on your Scentsy card right before you leave. That's supposed to be for your ground transportation and your luggage fees and all that. Like this is all expenses paid. So yeah, I want to earn a cruise. I want to earn a trip for 2. Who wants to earn a trip for 2? Tell me right now. Okay, so earn a trip for 2 aboard the Alaskan cruise. That's 45,000 points, and it includes 8,000 required sponsoring points. Then top 75, the top 75 level 3 earners. So you have to earn level 3 in order to at least fall into the top 75 like ranking, okay? And so it's 45,000 points, and obviously the top 75 will be whoever has the most, like higher than 45,000 points. But this is what is required as of level 3, and that as well includes the 8,000 required sponsoring points, okay? Gina says that per diem was great for Disney. Yes, yes, girl. Okay, cool. And Royal Caribbean on the Quantum. See, Gina knows it. All right. So if you guys have questions along the way, I tend to go quick, okay? So put it in the chat and we'll, I'll do my best to answer it. But make sure you're reading everything. How to qualify. Now look here. Consultants can earn incentive trip points from midnight, August 1st to January 31st, midnight. The deadline for orders to count towards your personal retail volume is January 31st, okay? Required sponsoring points will be finalized when commissions are run in February. That's subject to change until the time. Sorry, I was just reading that. So it's always good to just like look over, everything that's here, so that way you're more, my children are screaming right outside the door, I'm sorry. That way you're just like more, feel better about it, like you're more informed on everything. When you feel informed, you're just more clear. I'm sorry, I'm so like spaced right now because I hear my kids outside the door, okay? So from August 1st to January 31st, that is our time to shine, you guys. Let me tell you, as a brand new consultant, okay, I joined Scentsy in October of 2015, and I earned the Disney trip by January of 2016, okay? So within 3 or 4 months, I earned myself a Disney trip, okay, with Scentsy. I ended up actually buying my family in because they gave us options to buy them in, but I earned it for myself, and I was able to buy my family in, and like it cost me so much less than it would have if it like just randomly taking my family. But what I really wanted to say was that this deadline here, the deadline for orders to count, I remember being a new consultant, putting in my last parties at like 11:58 p.m. being like, oh my God, is it gonna go? Is it gonna go? And like driving myself crazy. So the best thing you can do, and this is me as a brand new consultant without a plan, not knowing anything about incentives or what, I didn't even know that I was working towards an incentive probably till like the last month. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so close to earning it. So I think it's, you guys are kind of ahead of the game here because you have an opportunity where you can make a plan ahead of time, okay? And honestly, that's really what I took away from every incentive trip was like, okay, I need to have a plan in place, okay? So that's where tracking your progress is gonna come into play, okay? So there's a couple of different ways that you can track. This is the Scentsy Incentive Trip Tracker. So if you go to track your progress, this is gonna be what you currently have. I wanna say the trip tracker updates every 24 hours. So depending on when you put your parties in or when you're recruit certified or whatever, the points will eventually update. So just, you can always go back and look to see if it did. But the thing is with the Scentsy Incentive Tracker is it only tracks what you've already done. It's not tracking what you're working towards, okay? And that's a big difference. You really want to be able to track what you're working towards, because if you don't know where you're going, how are you going to get there? How are you going to get there if you have no idea what you're doing? Remember when I said I earned the Disney trip? Let me tell you, a lot of that was, yeah, I was hustling, but that was also me just like randomly like working my business and not even know that I was working towards it. And then in the end, when I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so close, I was burning myself out because I was working so hard to finally do it in that moment. So knowing where you're going to go with this incentive, knowing what you're working towards, and then making a plan on a month-by-month basis on like breaking it down on a month-by-month basis on how you're going to earn that, okay? So again, the Scentsy Incentive Trip Tracker is only going to register what you put into your workstation, or whether it be a recruit or whether it be a party, like that Scentsy Tracker only registers that. You want to track what you're working towards, okay? And now there are 2 trackers. If you go here, download these children. I'm going to lose my mind in 3 seconds. Can you guys hang on 2 seconds for me? I'm so sorry. Listen, I cannot even hear myself think because they're being so loud. Sorry, guys. If you hear my husband laying down the law to the kids, it's because it's mom life here, and apparently nobody knows how to stay quiet when mom's not in charge. But that's besides the point. Okay, so the Scentsy Incentive Trip Tracker, like I said, it's only going to register what you've already done. If you go here to this printable tracker they have, you can click here. It's going to open this up, which, let me zoom it out a little bit. Okay, this is a tracker. Again, what you're kind of, you can track, like some people are digital, so they'll look at the Scentsy Trip Tracker, but then some people are pen and paper, okay? To me, not for nothing, I don't know about you guys, but this looks super confusing to me. I know it's like visual and some people, like I'm a visual person too, but like I look at this and I'm like, I don't know what to do, okay? So if you wanna use it, by all means, go for it. I believe you're supposed to like highlight or color each PRV as you go or whatever. It's there. Scentsy has it for you if you wanna use it. You can print it out. I make these every year and I will share it with you guys. I already put it into a Google Drive for you guys and I'm gonna share it. But this is actually this document here, which is, like I said, I'm gonna share it. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Oh my God, I cannot with these kids. If you hear them in the background, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I cannot even believe that I'm doing a call right now with my kids screaming outside the background. Real life. Okay, you guys know it's always Hot Mess Express mom life here in the Morrow house. So you can totally run a business through chaos, I promise. Okay, so this is the tracker that I made a couple of years ago. Scentsy had a very similar one and I've always liked it. So I just continue making them every single incentive season. And like I said, I will share this with you for sure, okay? But if you notice on this tracker, you're gonna have your projected business accomplishments along with your actual business accomplishments, okay? Your projected is what you're working towards. What you project will happen this month, next month, the following month, all throughout the next 6 months, okay? So you need to look at every single one of these, which like I said, we're gonna go through, and say to yourself, okay, what PRV am I working towards in August? Let's say it's 2000 PRV, okay? I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys. Incentives are earned through high PRV and recruiting. I know I said sales and sponsoring before, but honestly, high PRV. That might sound a little intimidating, especially if you're not somebody who normally reaches for high PRV, but I want to tell you that, again, your mindset is everything. If you're telling yourself you're not a high PRV person, well then you're not going to be a high PRV person. But if you say to yourself, okay, this is kind of out of my comfort zone, not something I normally do, but I want to go on this vacation and it means a lot to me. And if I earn it, I know it'll be so worth it. So what could I do to maybe figure out a way to get more PRV, right? And again, we can talk about these things a little bit more, but it's really, the PRV is going to be a big chunk, okay, along with your sales. Again, I'm going to get into all that, but this is a tracker for you to say month by month, what's my PRV goal this month? What do I anticipate for to have my PRV consistency be, which again, we're going to go through, okay? And then your actual business accomplishments, what you ended up doing. And the reason why you want to do this is because knowing your projected versus your actual is going to help you buffer, and it's going to help you like fill in numbers where you weren't able to. Let's say you had a goal for 2000 PRV in August, but you only had 1500, right? You know, come September, October, November, December, January, you have 500 points that you have to make up, right? Or maybe even better, let's say you set yourself 2000 PRV and you just like had a killer month and you hit 3000 in sales. Now you're 1000 points over than what you initially projected, okay? And so that's gonna help you over the next 6 months to fill that in somewhere, okay? Because incentive trips are based off of, where'd it go? Where is the thing? Why did my, I have to click. Okay, there we go, there it is. And they're like screaming outside the door. Again, I apologize. This is the most embarrassing and frustrating thing all at once. So incentive points are based off of total points, okay? Now, you guys can see my points as of now, real life. I only have 678 points, right? I haven't really done much, honestly, in the past 8 days. I haven't put any real parties or anything like that. So this on your incentive tab, it's going to show you, again, what's already done, okay? So these are your total points. And now here are sponsoring points, okay? For level 1, 500 sponsoring points are needed. So I already have that. Level 2, And level 3, as you go, it's going to tell you how many points you need for that. And then down here, you can see it says you need such and such points to be eligible for the level 1 award, okay? When you are in level 1, this number will change and it'll say this is what you need to level 2, okay? So you're going to have like a big number that you're working towards, and each breakdown for each level, they will have here listed for you the big number, but I don't want you guys to focus on the big number. I want you to focus on your monthly number, okay? The number that that you're going to be working towards month by month, again, on your trackers. So whether it be this tracker or whether it be this tracker that I just had up, the one that Scentsy has, however you want to do it, or even if it's just on a piece of paper in your planner, you have to do what's best for you. I really cannot stress the importance of having a projected goal and an actual goal, okay? This, a lot of times, this is the mistake. Again, I know I'm repeating myself. This is the mistake I see people see in coming so close to earning incentives and not doing it, because they're looking at this, at what they've already done. They're not working towards a goal. And you have to have a goal in order to come up with a plan for yourself, okay? So everybody good on the same page with that? Any questions or anything, please let me know, okay? So let's talk about how to earn it, okay? Because, I mean, 45,000 points seems all fine and well for that level 3, but I mean, how am I going to do that, right? So let's go to how to earn. So how to earn, you're literally going to see. Here's a look at how to earn enough points to reach your goal and set sail. We put a star next to the ones that count towards those sponsoring points. So again, when you go here and you're like, oh, what is this? Includes 4,500 sponsoring points. What does that mean? They're going to break it down and tell you exactly what that means, because those ones are starred. Okay, that's why it's important to read everything. I know this sounds like, you know, kindergarten level, but sometimes it's confusing. So qualification period, August 1st to January 31st. You get 1 point for every PRV that you have. 1 point in PRV, I'm sorry, every point in PRV you have, you get a point toward the incentive. Okay, so if you've sold 500 PRV, you have 500 points in towards your incentive. Okay, the best thing about PRV is that you control the points. You have every single bit of your capability to earn an incentive using your PRV. Okay, this is why I said before, high PRV needs to happen during an incentive if you want to earn it. Okay, and I say that because I'm never going to sugarcoat things for you guys. I'm never going to make you get on a call at 8:30 at night and say, yeah, guys, this is so easy to earn. No, guys, it takes work, and it takes dedication, and it takes being consistent. And yes, you have to make a plan, and you have to stick to it, and you might have times that you'll fall off, or months that you didn't hit your goals, and that's fine. But you have to stay committed, and you have to know that this is going to require work, but it's work worth doing, okay? And in the end, even if you don't earn the level that you're going for, your business, no matter what, like I said, if you focus on these aspects of your business is naturally going to thrive. It's just like the beauty about incentive trips and how Scentsy has them in place for us, okay? So that's the only reason why I said high PRV is really a big factor in you earning it, because you control the PRV, okay? So just have that mindset, okay? Right? High PRV might be something that's out of your comfort zone, but it's not something that's unattainable, because there's plenty of consultants out there who can do it. You just have to figure out a way of like getting yourself out there more parties on your calendar, meeting people, okay? We can kind of dive into that a little bit more, but let's talk about the points for now, okay? So again, 1 point in PRV for every point in PRV you have, and then PRV consistency, okay? So you're gonna get 2,500 points whenever you have 1,000 PRV for 5 out of 6 months, okay? Who here thinks they could have 1,000 PRV 5 out of 6 months? 5 out of 6 months doesn't even have to be consecutive either. It could be August, it could be October, it could be, you know, however it goes over the next 6 months. But if you think you can have 1,000 PRV from now through January 31st, 5 out of 6 months, at the end of that, you're going to get 2,500 points towards your incentive. Okay, so that's how incentive points start to build up. So when you start looking, you're like, oh my gosh, 18,000 for level 1. Well, maybe it's not that hard, because I know with my consistency, I'm already going to have 2,500 points right there, right? So again, I'm going to help you break this down, but let me go through them. Personal promotions, okay? Promote to the following titles for the first time during the qualification period. So as long as you promote from No matter what your title is, certified, lead, star, superstar, director, star, director, superstar, director, these are the points that you're going to get when you promote to that title between August 1st and January 31st, okay? So what title are you going to promote towards this incentive season? What's your title now? What do you have your eye on, okay? These need to be a focus for you, because look at these points right here. If you are a lead consultant right now, you could totally, I mean, let's just say, for argument's sake, you promoted to director, okay? You're a lead consultant now, you promote to director. Let me tell you guys, stranger things have happened. I promote to director in 6 months as a brand new consultant. It is totally possible. You just have to have your head in the game, plan, all of that, okay? So let's say you're a lead consultant right now. You promote to star, you get 2,000 points. Next month you promote to superstar, that's 5,000 points, and then you happen to hit director. Another 5,000 points. You earned yourself 10,000 points toward that incentive just by working your business toward director. Now, that is a very random example. I'm not saying that that's going to happen for everybody or that's even on your radar. I'm just using that as an example to show you how quickly points can add up, okay? So try not to look at the big number. Again, you have to break down, like, how can I earn it on a month by month? Oh my God, I can't with these kids. I really can't. Activity, get paid at your rank for the following titles during the qualification period, okay? So from lead consultant and above, every month that you are paid at your title, okay, your current title, so let's say you promoted to lead, every month that you're paid at lead, you're gonna get 100 points per month. You're a star, every month that you're paid as a star, you will get 300 points per month, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, okay? So your minimum, like, needs to be getting paid at title. If you're a leader, which throughout the incentive period you should be because it requires sponsoring points, right? So your goal every single month as a leader, minimum, should be paid at title. That should just be like, this is happening, I'm working towards it, like that's what it is. I know. So when you're looking at your projected, right? Remember when we talked about the projected? And you're mapping it out, and you're saying, okay, my PRV consistency, I know I'm going to work toward 1,000 PRV 5 out of 6 months. So I project that I'm going to have that, right? 2,500 points at the end. And then you're paid at title. I know I'm going to work to get paid on my title every month. So let me put those points, assuming that I'm going to get them, right? Okay. So we're going to talk more about that. But that's how the paid at title points. So you're going to get 100 to 2,500 points depending on your title. And depending how you promote, you know, each month that you're paid at your title, this is what you're getting per month. Okay, you can really see how they start to rack up. Gina says, director, yes. Becca says, star to superstar. Meredith says, star, but going to superstars. Woohoo, awesome, ladies, so exciting. Okay, so let's talk about the sponsoring points now. Sponsoring points, 250 points each, okay, for each frontline consultant sponsored prior being the key word, to August 1st who promotes to certified consultant. So if you have anybody on your team right now who joined your team and they're not yet certified, your goal is to work with them to get certified, okay? Because, and they joined prior to August 1st, okay? So maybe they joined you and they just kind of been floating around, or they just haven't been certified yet. Anybody who joined prior to August 1st, you're going to get 250 points per person. So what do you have to do? If you have a team as of now and people who are not certified, you need to go to your performance tab, which is right up here, reporting, and you have to click on run a performance report. And then you click run a leadership report. And that's going to show you everybody on your team. Now you're looking at your front line, okay? The people who you personally sponsor, and you need to see, who do I have on my team right now that is not yet certified? That's my front line, who joined prior to this, okay? You have to know who those people are. Again, how are you gonna work towards something if you don't know, like how are you gonna get to somewhere that you don't know where you're working towards, okay? So go run a report, okay? See who's on in your front line that could be certified, and you work with them, okay? Sometimes I like to incentivize my front line, you know, and I'll say, hey girl, if you happen to hit certified in your, you know, first 30 days, I'll give you a free credit to the Scentsy Success Store. I'm not saying you have to do that. Obviously you have to do what's in your budget and what you feel is right for your own business, but sometimes things like that, when you incentivize people, it gives them something a little bit more to work towards as well. Also, even just getting certified and getting the 5% pay increase too. Sometimes people don't even know that. Okay, so make sure you're letting your team members know that when they hit certified, they get a 5% pay increase, and now they make 25% of their purchases. Okay, so that's for everybody who you've sponsored prior to August 1st, who's on your team currently. The next thing is 1,000 points you're going to get for each frontline consultant that you sponsored between August 1st and January 31st. Okay. So these are for newly sponsored consultants. These are people who you sponsoring now through January 31st. Anybody who joins your team and gets certified, you get 1,000 points per person. So every single person that you recruit, what does your goal need to be? Helping them get certified. Okay. And the way that you do that is they need to come in this with a launch party. Okay. They have to work toward their shooting star. And talk to them about getting certified. Again, like I said, I incentivize my newbies, and I say, if you do this within your first 30 days, I'll give you a free set of mini testers or something like that. Whatever. You don't have to do that, but sometimes, again, the incentivation, I don't know what the right word is, but sometimes that helps. People like to have something to work towards. Okay. But more importantly, they need to launch their business and work towards shooting star. And if they earn shooting star, they're already halfway to certified. And that's when you can chime in and say, hey girl, you earned your shooting star. You're super freaking close. You're already like halfway to certified. That's just going to give her so much confidence and kind of like a little bit of a boost in her momentum. Okay. So for every person that you sponsor from now until January 31st, that needs to be your goal with that person. Okay. And let me tell you guys something. If you've never sponsored anybody at all, like, you don't have to be afraid of that either. Okay. A lot of times I feel like people don't want to sponsor because they don't think they'd be a good leader, or they don't know how to lead, or they don't know the training and things to say, but you still join a day before that person, even if it was a day. Okay. So you know what works for you. And all you got to do is just teach them what you know that works. There's no right or wrong way to work this business. You just have to show them what you're doing. Show them what works for you, okay? So if you've launched your business, then talk to them about how they can launch theirs. If you never had a launch party yourself, then point them in the direction of where they can find someone who's done a launch party, or where they can find trainings on launch parties. You know that, right? As a consultant, there's information shared on the team page, there's YouTube trainings, there's groups, there's all sorts of things. It's just like helping people find answers, really, whether you're giving the answer or whether you're pointing them to the answer. Okay. Sorry, I kind of drifted a little bit on sponsoring, but it's really important to help get them certified. Okay. And then I'm so glad Scentsy brought this back. 1,000 points you're going to get for each frontline consultant who promotes to lead, star, superstar, director. Okay. So anybody on your team that you have personally sponsored, when they promote, girl, you getting 1,000 points for that person for each of their promotions. So think about your team right now, you guys. Think about, and I have to double check the fact. I don't think they'd have to join within that time. They just have to promote within that time. So this is I'm going to double check the fact, but from what I'm reading, they just have to promote. Okay. You need to, again, reporting tab right after we get off this call, reporting tab, run a leadership report, then choose your front line. That's going to show you everybody on your team. Okay. And again, if you don't have anybody on your team right now, that's okay. That's what we're working towards over the next 6 months. But you run a report and you see who's up and coming, for promoting to lead. Do they have anybody on their team when they're approaching the GWV for that? This is where understanding the compensation plan comes into place. Okay. So I know that it seems like a lot, like I feel like I'm throwing a lot at you right now, but it all it makes sense. Like, you have to understand the compensation plan, because again, a goal, if you don't have a goal, you don't know what you're working towards, then how on earth could you earn something that you don't know what you're working towards, right? So understanding the compensation plan, your sales need to be a focus, because that's something that you control with your points, as well as recruiting, right? Making sure that your consultants are getting certified, and anybody who's already on your team that could get certified, those are people who you work with, and then helping them promote too, right? Like, you have to understand the compensation plan in order to help them understand the compensation plan. How could they work towards something that they don't know what they're working towards either, And so there's so many different trainings on things like that, but really the main focus is working with your front line. and kind of just being aware, I guess, more aware of what's going on in your team, like aware of like who's up and coming, who's got their sales, who's recruiting, things like that, so that you could be their cheerleader or their coach helping them. Okay, and then these are bonus points. These also count towards sponsoring points because it has a star for the keep going, keep growing incentive. Who earned that incentive, by the way? I know we had a ton of earners, which I still didn't even get a chance to put up, but that's besides the point. Consultants who choose the point options from keep going, keep growing, 2000 incentive will automatically have these points added to their required sponsoring points, okay? So you may or may not have these points already. So look on your incentive tracker to see if you have it. Under track your progress, it'll show you. See, keep growing, keep growing. It'll show you the points that you have. So where were we here? So that's that. So here, if you scroll down a little bit, Scentsy actually has trip plan in place for earning level 1, okay? So these are just basic, depending on your title, right? Like let's say right now your title is certified. This is just like a basic trip plan, like an idea of something that you can work towards. And if you hit this, then by the end of it, you'll earn level 1, okay? So look at what your title is. But also, guys, I want you to know, if you're trying to earn an Alaskan cruise, whether it be for you or yourself, your focus can't be right here. I'm sorry to say that. I know this looks at that and you're like, oh, Scentsy has a plan in place. Let me just do that. You're not going to have enough. Look, by the end of this, 25,000 points. That's only going to get you to level 1. It's not going to get you to level 2 and earn a trip for yourself on that cruise. And it's certainly not going to get a trip for you and your guest. It's just, this would be like you earning registration. But also, I don't want you to sell yourself short either. I wish, honestly, that Scentsy had trip plans for every level, because I feel like sometimes people will look at this and they'll say, oh, well, you know what? I mean, I can do this, you know, and it kind of makes you settle a little bit. And I'm here to push you. I don't think you should settle. I think you should stretch yourself a little bit. And yeah, you want to be realistic, but you're not going to get anything by doing the basics, really, in life in general. Like doing the bare minimum is not going to get you anywhere in your business. It's just not. You have to push yourself a little bit. And again, I'm always going to tell you guys things that I know are going to help grow your business. Okay. So this is like a starting point place for you to work, depending on your title. But that's how you earn the trip, okay? And then again, there's an FAQ. If you ever want to know certain questions, you just come right here to the FAQ, okay? I want to quickly go back to this, okay? So for instance, you want to have your goals set in place. So let's go through this a little bit more in depth than I did before, okay? So again, PRV, points in PRV, okay? You're going to project what you anticipate. I want you guys right now, put out the level that you're going for right now in the chat. I want to know. While you do that, I'm going to answer Gina's question. Gina says, if I earn level 2, which is my goal, do I get SFR and the trip, or do I have to pick? No, you would have to pick. Girl, I wish they gave us both. But you would have to pick. It would be either or. That's what they've done in the past. You would have to choose which one. So what are you guys working towards? What level are you going to be working towards, you know, with this incentive, okay? Because again, you can't get anywhere that you don't know where you're going to go. So you have to know in your head, okay, level 2 is my goal. Level 1 is my goal. Level 3 is my goal. Top 75 is my goal. Whatever. You need to claim it. Put it out there in the universe right now. And then you're going to break it down, because you're going to come up with a plan. You're not speaking it just to say you want to earn it. We're going to come up with a plan. You're going to write down the numbers, and you're going to work to earn them every single month, okay? Work to earn the points that you're setting out for yourself, okay? Meredith says, level 3, woohoo. Okay, so August, right? We control our points, September, October. So you have to say to yourself, okay, what do I want to work towards? Like for me, for example, I would say for this month with the new catalog, for myself, please don't base your trip goals on things that I would do, because we're two totally different people and we are two totally different businesses and different points in our business. But I am just using this as an example to help show you how I work this. Okay. So for August, I would say for me, I would want 3,000 PRV this month for myself. That's just what I want to work towards this month. I may or may not hit that, right? But I know I'm like, okay, new fall incentive. Like I have a bunch of parties on my calendar this month. Like, I'm gonna work toward that. Okay, so I anticipate myself 3,000 in sales. September, October, November, I know those are high selling fall sales months. For me, I'm gonna do 4,000 PRV in each of those months. That's what I would set out for myself. Okay, so I just want to quickly do this math. And then December, honestly, is a little bit of a slower because of the shipping deadline after the holidays. So I'm going to say I'm going to do 3,500, okay? And then in January, which I'm so glad that Scentsy brought back January, or they brought back the incentive to go all the way to January, because last season, if you guys were around and you remember, it ended in December. That extra month after December is so worth it to have, because you're kind of burnt out after the holidays and you're like, think about Scentsy anymore, right? And so having that extra month at the end, when there's like bring back my bar and there's so many other things that like we could get our customers back on, it really makes all the difference, I feel, in earning the incentive. I know a lot of people came close to earning, and if they had that extra month, it would have been so worth it. So I'm so glad and grateful that Scentsy brought it back. And then in January, I'm going to go back to 3,000. So just by that, right? If now again, if I don't know if I'm going to hit this or not, but this is what I'm going to work towards. Okay, so think about for yourself. So 3, and I'm not going to go through the whole thing with you guys. I know that's going to take too long, but I just want to give you an idea. Hold on. Sorry, I'm so bad at this. 12. There we go. 3. So if my math is right, and I earned all that PRV, I'd already have level 1 with just my PRV, guys. If I hit that, that's 21,500 points in PRV if I was to hit that. Now, again, that's a high goal. But remember what I said, incentives are earned through high sales and recruiting. I don't want to lie to you about that. High sales and recruiting, okay? If you're like, okay, I'm not a high seller, what's like the minimum high that I could work towards? Minimum high, 2,000 in sales, you guys. 2,000, 2,500 in sales. If you could say to yourself, okay, I'm gonna have a minimum of 2,000 PRV, I can guarantee you would probably at least earn level 1. If you have a minimum 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, you'd have 12,000. You'd have 12,000, and if you had 2,000 PRV every single month for the next 6 months, you have 12,000 points. So you'd be more than halfway to earning level 1. Okay, and then of course, if you had 2,000 points every single month, you'd have 12,000. That obviously means you would have had your consistency, because you would have had 1,000 5 out of 6 months if you hit that 2K goal, right? So that's 2,500 right there. So that's 12,000 plus 2,500. You'd have 14,500 just on these 2 alone. Okay. Never mind if you promote it, et cetera, et cetera. Are you guys kind of understanding how the breakdown works for the projected accomplishments here? Okay. So you're going to write them in, what you project. Again, if you see yourself doing 1,000 over the next, write it down. Is that your goal? Personal promotions. What are you working towards now? What's your title now? What could you potentially work towards? And again, you want to stretch yourself, but also be realistic. I'm not saying sitting here, if you're a brand new consultant, say, I'm going to be a SSD by the end of this qualification period. Listen, stranger things have happened, but you want to stay realistic. But director, for sure, star director even, they're absolutely possible. I'm not saying they can't happen. Be realistic, but also stretch yourself. Don't sell yourself short. You can totally do this if you come up with a plan for yourself, okay? So what do you anticipate those points would be if you were to promote, okay? And then, so if your goal is to promote, then what do you have to do? You have to make sure you're working towards promoting, right? You can't just say I want to promote, but then not put in the effort to do so. You have to work towards that and say, okay, what's my next goal? This is where, again, understanding the compensation plan. Whoops, what just happened? The compensation plan, go back. There we go. Okay, paid at title consistency. Paid at title. Again, we talked about those points. Every month that you're paid at your title, you're going to get the points for that month. So you want to make sure you go back to whatever. You want to always go back to this tab, how to earn, so you can see what the points would be. Activity bonus, that's what this is, okay? So depending on what your title is, that's what you're going to put, what you anticipate to be paid at, okay? Previous sponsored, we talked about that. Anybody who's been previously sponsored prior to August 1st, look at your downline or your front line right now. Go run a report. Like I said, is there anybody on your team that's on there now that could potentially promote to certified this qualification period? You're going to write them down. You're going to write 250 for that person, 250 for that person, whatever, in whatever month, however you're going to do it. Newly sponsored, same thing. Now, newly sponsored people haven't happened yet, right? Because unless you've already recruited people in August, but assuming so, like we have 6 months to recruit people, so you probably don't have everybody, on your team that you want to recruit over the next 6 months yet. So this is definitely going to be a projection. Like, what's on your radar? How many team members are you willing to settle for every single month that you have going, right? I think a minimum, I like to try and shoot for at least 2 new recruits a month throughout the fall season, if possible. Again, it doesn't always happen. But I'm going to say, like, okay, I'm working toward 2 recruits a month. So I know I need to have lots of conversations, okay? And listen, I'm not going to go into a whole sponsoring thing, but 1 out of every 10 typically will say yes, you guys. So if you want to have 2 recruits a month, you have to share the business opportunity with at least 20 people, right? Because 1 out of every 10 statistically are going to say yes. So you have to have like 20 join conversations ultimately. And there's lots of ways you can do that, guys, like through parties, especially with the host exclusive. Every single party that you have throughout this qualification period, you have to be offering the host kit to the host. Every single party that you have to offer that host kit. You're missing out on opportunities that people could join if you're not, because you're scared or you're nervous to ask them. You shouldn't be, because if you're so excited and happy about sharing Scentsy, you should be the same way about the opportunity. It's the same thing, okay? So newly sponsored people, if you had 2 recruits a month, or even 1, let's say 1, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you'd have 6,000 points if that person joined and then hit certified, okay? Now listen, not everybody that joins your team is gonna hit certified either. I just want you guys to be aware of that, okay? Again, I always tell you the truth. Not everybody's gonna hit certified that joins your team. So you can't rely on just 1, 2, 3 people to be your bread and butter this incentive season. You have to, again, high sales and recruiting. High sales and high recruiting. That's what's going to get you to earn an incentive, okay? 1,000 points each, so you're going to map out what you anticipate, okay? And here in this column, you could put the total for each month. And then frontline promotion points. This obviously is a little hard to project, because if you don't have anybody on your team right now, you're like, okay, well, what if they promote, right? But you can write it in, just assuming who you have on your team right now. If you have, let's say, a lead consultant on your team, you're going to assume you're going to at least help get her to star, right? So put in those points for that, okay? And then you have your total. Whatever your total is, it has to match your level that you're working towards, okay? So if you're going to level 3, then your total and your projected business accomplishments needs to be at least 45,000 points, okay? No matter what level is that you're going for, you make sure that it matches it, because otherwise you're going to be off track, okay? And you're going to be, exhausting yourself and trying to work towards something that you didn't even end up getting if you don't have your math or your numbers right, okay? And then again, the actual business accomplishments, what you ended up doing. And I'm going to just reiterate, I know I kind of said this already, but this is why it is so important to track and write it down, because after you have your goal, you know what you did. And you know where you need to make up if you didn't, okay? Again, the PRV thing. If my goal was 2,000 PRV in August, but I only hit 1,500, then I know I need 500 more points that I have to make up. And the cool thing too is, guys, where you buffer, you can buffer anywhere in the incentive. It doesn't just have to be in PRV. You can make up those points with a recruit that joined and you happen to get 1,000 points, right? Or one of your team members promoted and you end up getting the points that way. But the PRV is the one that you can control most. So if you didn't hit your goal in August or September, you know you can make that up over the next however many months, okay? And the same thing with, I forget what I was gonna say. I completely just lost what I was gonna say. So another thing too that I see, what I wanna help you guys get in the mindset of is, like, now it's August, okay? What I see sometimes is people being, I see 2 things. I see people being excited all the way through October, November, and then they get burnt out, and then these last 2 months right here, nothing. And let me tell you, these last 2 months are probably the most important, because you get your PRV consistency months, you get your paid at title consistency months, points, you get your PRV consistency points, and you get your paid at title points on these months, because you've already gone 5-6 months here, okay? And that's when those numbers start to roll in, those extra points start to add up, and all of a sudden you're close. And you're like, oh my gosh, I'm like right there, and you're not there. You're almost there. And then so you end up hustling even harder, burning yourself out like I did, like I said earlier in this call, on the last freaking minute, entering parties at midnight on January 31st. I don't want you guys to do that. I don't want you to be burnt out. I want you to have a plan for this in place. So start this incentive off strong, okay? Because September, especially October and November and December, are going to get crazy with Scentsy Fall. Especially, I mean, just think of your life in general, right? We got kids, we got school, we have jobs, all these other things that are going on in the midst of Scentsy Fall. So this is why it's so important to have a plan month by month and only focus on the month that you're in. Okay, so after we get off this call, I know it's late now, but if you're feeling up for it, write out your trip plan. If not, do it this week coming up. It's a fresh week. Okay, write out your trip plan for the next 6 months, what you anticipate the level that you're working towards, okay? If you're not, when you're breaking this out, you're not hitting that level that you want, you might need to tweak a little bit, okay? You might need to maybe project things a little bit different. You can always reach out to me and I'll do my best to try and help you, okay? But like write out your trip plan, okay? Have it all ready to go, and then focus on this right here, August. Don't worry about all this. We're not in those months yet, and we don't have to work toward that big number yet. We're looking at August. And so August, you have to look at, like, what's your goal for August? What's your PRV goal? Okay? If it's 2,000 PRV for argument's sake, what do you have to do this month? Again, we're breaking it down. We took the big number, we're breaking it down into 6 months. Now we're taking the month and looking at what we have to do, okay? So if your goal, for instance, is 2,000 PRV, well, what do I have to do this month to hit 2,000 PRV? I will tell you all day, every day, parties, parties, parties on your calendar, all day, every day. Not literally, but literally. Parties are always going to be the best way for you to grow your business, the best way for you to earn an incentive, the best way for you to meet people and start recruiting them, or through parties, you guys, okay? Get your party calendars full this whole incentive season. Work with 1 month at a time, okay? I can tell you right now, I'm booked for August. I have hosts that I'm asking to host that I have to give them September dates because I'm so booked for August. Because I physically can't do parties anymore in August, because I was like, I'm maxing myself out. I got a freaking incentive to earn. Like, I'm doing it. I'm hustling. And so I did it. You're going to feel so good about yourself when you accomplish these things. Another good thing about having parties on your calendar, like multiple parties and not just 1, 2, 3, multiple parties on your calendar, is in case any flop, any cancel, you have things to fall back on. You're not just relying on one party to be like the end all be all to you earning this incentive. Okay? Multiple parties on your calendar, just wherever you can fit in Scentsy time. Online parties are great if your schedule is kind of, all over the place. Bag parties are great too, especially for hosts who can't do online or in-home parties. But however you want to party, you guys, parties are going to be the way that you're going to meet people. I'm telling you that right now. And then when you have people, like guests at that party that you're introducing yourself to, and you're connecting with them and you're engaging with them and you're starting to build a relationship with them and, building them into your customer base over the next 6 months, like those are the people that you're going to eventually start to ask to join. So if you say to yourself, well, I don't know anybody who would join, that's how you do it, through parties, okay? So I don't want to dive too deep into, a different subject, but it's so important to have parties on your calendar, okay? Who is ready? Let me see in the chat. Chat's a little dead right now, guys. Come on, let's go. Who's going to earn this incentive, the level that you're working towards? And I want to know What are you working towards in August? Are you filled, like working towards getting parties on your calendar? Are you working towards getting recruits, you know, this month? We have a brand new fall catalog that just dropped that is amazing. We got a counter clean bundle thing happening tomorrow. Like, do you have pre-orders ready to go? Like, all of this counts toward your points, toward the incentive. Everything you do over the next 6 months counts towards the points of your incentive, okay? One last thing I want to say before I let you guys go. So I talked about how a lot of times people burn out, right? In these last couple of months, I see the same thing on the flip side. They wait, they wait, they wait. Oh, it's October. People want to start buying. Yes, let me work. November comes. Oh, it's awesome. It's almost Christmas time. Yes, let me work. December comes. Yes, January. Close, but I didn't earn it because I should have worked in August and September, and I didn't come up with a plan, even though Patty told me to on the incentive trip call. And here I am so aggravated with myself because I missed out on 2 months. I see this time and time again, you guys. You have to, I'm telling you truth, you have to hustle all 6 months. You have to hustle all 6 months. That doesn't mean you need to burn yourself out all 6 months, okay? But you do need to work. And working your business is going to get you to earn an incentive. Not wishing, not wanting, not hoping someday, oh my God, that's a bucket list vacation that only wish that could happen someday. It doesn't happen by wishing. It happens by acting and coming up with a plan on a month-by-month basis, working towards your goal and literally like making it happen, okay? And again, you're gonna set goals for yourself that you may or may not achieve. But I want you to learn from every single one of them and not beat up on yourself and you know, and look at it and say, okay, I didn't hit my goal this month, but I could still, where could I fit it in next? Where could I buffer that next, okay? And at the end of the day, if you do that, regardless of the incentive, your business will grow. So I want you guys to know this right here, this overview, level 1, 2, 3, and even top 75 is the freaking icing on the cake, okay? That's the icing on the cake. The real prize, I know that sounds so corny, is a growing business. The real prize is your business growing. So don't worry about the results. Focus on the process. If you focus on the results, and even month by month, oh, I didn't get 2,000 PRV like I wanted to, or oh, I didn't get that recruit to sign up like I wanted her to. You're focusing on the results. You're focusing on, things that are going to bring you down if you're not hitting your goals. Focus on the process. What do I have to do to hit my next goal? Okay, I didn't hit that. I'm not focused on that. I'm focusing on what's next. Does that make sense, you guys? Okay, so Angel says, let's do it. Meredith says, need to go to Alaska since I'm not in Aruba right now, celebrating my 5-year anniversary. Oh, level 1 can't be an option. I don't know if I can get off. Meredith, I have a new teamie. Yay. Lyric says, I'm ready. I have 3 parties working, booking for the month. I want level 3. We'll be having a level 2. I'm setting a goal for level 2. Meredith says, I have some vendor events this week and some parties. I have a new teamie. I'm getting her certified. Yes, you guys, you have some sort of plan in place, some sort of plan of action ready to go, okay? So I hope that this was helpful for you. I'm going to immediately upload this for you guys. Actually, I have it right here. Hang on. I'm going to get this link, and then I'm also going to post this on RCOWS, but I should be able to post this right here. This is the drive, this drive that you're looking at right here. It has the Scentsy Incentive Tracker. Actually, this is the go with the blow. Let me remove this. Remove. Okay, so this here, and I think I'm actually also going to add in the compensation plan here for you guys, but here's the trackers, okay? This is the one that I just made, so print this out. Print it out and set a plan for yourself, you guys. Set a plan. Come up with a projected accomplishments, and then I challenge you to take a picture of it, post it on RCOWS so you can inspire others to do the same, okay? I promise you, we want to cheer you on. I want to cheer you on, and I want to help you earn this incentive by really like making a plan and then working towards it, okay? I'm telling you, that's how incentives are earned, okay? So let me see your trip plan. So anyway, guys, I hope that this was helpful. Thank you so much for hanging in here with me and my technical difficulties. I hope you all have a good night, and let's earn this incentive. Woo-hoo. Talk to you guys soon. Good night.